It's a little dead meme. Rock you little me. You sing, you can fuck with me. Wanna go ring? Rock you little me. Hey, look, I hope it's real. Fuck you little me. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Snark Tank podcast. Yes, Derek is gone. He was, on once again. Just, I don't know what is it, what it is with the cast members of this show, but we keep getting yanked off the street by suspicious vehicles. I watched it happen on CCTV footage. A halal truck just came and swiped him off the street, and we haven't heard
at a certain
back
point.
from
It's our fault,
Yeah, I think once you get abducted more than twice, it's probably what are you doing at that point?
Yeah, for
because
sure.
Because most people just don't get abducted, and then the people who do get abducted usually once, at least,
usually,
or at most. I mean, so for it to happen this frequently is crazy. Hopefully,
who's
he'll
the most
be
abducted person in history? I'm gonna Google that real quick.
That's a good question. I'm sure there's an answer.
The most person abducted the most.
I bet Google won't be able to do it anymore because Google is kind of useless now. But yeah, so Derek's gone. He was abducted yet again. Seriously though, he's actually on his way over here right now. He's driving from Vegas to my place. He's gonna crash here for a little while he's looking for a space here so we can do this stuff in person. Very exciting stuff. Very exciting developments. But that's really the long and short of it. Did you find anything?
I put abducted and they're trying to give me AI overviews of the most intelligent people.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
I literally typed in abducted.
Do you remember when I was talking about how you can't AI is ruining search? This is what I'm talking about. You cannot search for anything without it being AI related. It's truly fucked. It's over. But anyway, we got some questions to answer for the month of May. By the way, if you're listening to this on free feeds, snarktank.shop is probably open for you right now because that's supposed to go live the 17th for everybody. There are specific shirts that used to be there that will no longer be there. I think on the last day we'll post we'll probably put something on Twitter or Instagram with the code for the final day so that everybody can get in.
We should do it before the last day.
No, I think it's the last day is totally fair because then
really? I think everybody should have, because I think Twitter is where most people will figure it. Obviously we do our patrons first, and then release it to everybody. But we should let everybody know that it is available at least.
I guess so. Yeah, I'll post it. I'll post it on Instagram today. But with that housekeeping out of the way, with that housekeeping out of the way, did we want to talk about the Assassin's Creed stuff? Because apparently that's a thing.
Talk about it. Did I hit my
Assassin's
eye?
Creed.
Did I bruise my eye? I have a black eye. I literally just went to the doctor today. I did nothing else. Did I hurt my eye?
Did he punch you in the face?
Nah, dude. It was a respiratory doctor shit. It wasn't even a fucking
Oh, respiratory. So he fondled your balls for a little bit.
No, he made me suck his dick.
Yeah.
Nothing doing balls. It was all just cock down throat. See if I can still breathe with cock down throat.
Oh, right.
It's
well, it's respiratory, so I figured because every respiratory exam I've ever had, throughout my entire life, is they fondled my balls for about 10, 15 minutes. Especially in school.
That's really terrible because some people experience that. Some people just go to the doctor and get harassed, and they're like, "This is the doctor."
I don't know about I don't know what you're saying. It's just the standard procedure.
It's a checkup.
It's a checkup, right?
It makes sense. I mean, no one harassed me.
I mean, I'm certainly not checking on my balls.
So he's there to do that. That's why he's there.
That's why he's there. That's what we pay them for.
Buddy.
Anyway,
I gotta inform you of some stuff, man.
I've never been informed in my life.
Shouldn't go quite like that.
Assassin's Creed. What is it? Shadows or something? It's the Japanese one. It's the one in Japan that they should have made. It's the one that
came out too late.
Yeah, it's the one that they should have made probably in 2012.
Yeah.
or something, where it should have been the third one, realistically. So, a little late to the party. There's apparently a bit of a kerfuffle, because I guess I don't know the details exactly, but it's either about
in the sense that you play as this person, or this person plays a key role in the game, where it's Yusuke, the first black samurai, or something. And I think there was like some consternation about it. I have to imagine that there would be. I have to imagine, based on how the internet is, that there's probably a lot of people upset. Let me just make sure, though. Assassin's Creed. Let's see what the top thing is. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's definitely a black man.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it's Yasuke.
Is it Yasuke?
I thought his name was Yasuke. Yusuke is a typical Japanese name.
Oh,
Yasuke
yeah, you're right.
is
You're
his
right.
name
I misread it. Yeah, it is Yasuke. So the entire game is just become a lethal shinobi assassin, powerful legendary samurai in feudal Japan. Assassin's Creed Shadows world premiere trailer now available. That's actually crazy. I haven't seen the trailer at all. At all.
You haven't seen it yet?
No, I haven't even. I just don't care. Assassin's Creed. I don't care
really either, because it's taken too long for them to do this. Like, I'm sure this game is not going to be as good as Ghost. Like, I'm positive.
Yeah, and even Ghost is like Chili's to me, where it's like S tier mid. Like, of the mid things that you can make, it's probably like the best of them.
You think Ghost is a mid tier game?
Well, I think, yeah. I mean, it's an open world. I think they handle open world, like, I think they handle the art design and that aspect of open world pretty well. But like everything else, I mean, do you remember the story really?
Yeah, entirely.
You remember the story entirely? I remember that there was poison.
Remember the whole story?
It's good.
It starts because of the Mongol invasion, and then it's Yasuke, not Yasuke. It's Jin Sakai. He's trying to figure out how to like honorably deal with the world while clearly the samurai are being mulled over. So he's like, I'm gonna start using more shinobi tactics. They learn from the girl who becomes his love interest. He learns from other warriors about how like he learns from like the old woman, the archer, and this is like, it's just him fighting the duality of like, do I stay an honorable samurai or do I go into the more shinobi route? That's clearly more effective. That's getting things done, but it's breaking my samurai's honor. Yeah.
No, I remember that. I remember all of that. I just like, I remember there was the uncle thing. It's fine. There's nothing bad about it really at all. But like, I can't say that. But at the end of it, I was like, yo. That's like one of the best.
It's not a game that changed my life or anything, but it was a good game.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's solid. It's solid. It's Chili's. It's like it's high tier. It's the best average game that you can get. Like, as far as like average games go, it's like that's clearly a league above them.
I put it just below Last of Us tier.
I don't know. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't like The Last of Us that much though. To be fair. So
really?
Maybe
I like both 1 and 2. I think that 2 has some dumbass moments, but I like both of those games. I really like playing 2 though.
Yeah, 2 feels good to play. It's just it's too long. It just goes on for way too. A lot of games have that problem.
The moment where Abby haymakers Ellie, that is my favorite moment in that game. Because there is no way on earth Ellie would still be standing. If she haymakered me like that, I'd be on the floor.
My favorite moment in that game.
Someone my size like that, I'd be asleep.
My favorite moment in that game, I think, is when that full-grown man punches that child into a garage door. I think that might be my favorite thing I've ever seen.
He took a step into it. He took a full step into punching a kid.
That's so crazy. You could dismantle a kid with just 25% of punching etiquette. You don't have to step at all. You could just move your hand forward, being completely still real fast, and then knock a kid to death probably. You don't need to step into it like you're boxing. It's so deeply unnecessary. That's like for real power. That's
that little kid. There's a bunch of crazy there's a bunch of wild moments in that game. Like when Jesse just gets killed.
Yeah. I don't know. I was cracking up.
He did nothing wrong. He just showed up to help.
He was so clearly under the whatever. Spoilers for The Last of Us 2. I could give a fuck really about that. But yeah, there's a new Assassin's Creed game. It's Black Samurai. I've seen some people kind of upset at the historical accuracy of it being completely tainted, as if Leonardo da Vinci actually made fucking helicopters with fucking bazookas on. That's a bit ridiculous. Like Assassin's Creed has always been historical fiction. They take fiction, real history and kind of like heighten it into a sense of like absurd reality. I don't really see a problem with this at all. It's more Assassin's Creed. I don't care about it. I'm more interested in Ghost of Tsushima 2 whenever that's going to happen, but that's probably like another like year or two away. But Ghost of Tsushima PC launches, I think, by the time most people are going to be hearing this. No, tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, tomorrow? Really?
Yeah, Honor Died on the Bench, Defend Your Homeland, and Ghost of Tsushima PC launches tomorrow. So, of the day that we're recording this. So May 16th, that's coming out. I've been playing the fuck out of Animal Well, and it's unreasonably good.
What is Animal Well?
It's like a Metroidvania by Donkey's, a new publisher. It's one guy made it.
Oh,
it's one of those like real indie games like the Stardew and like Stardew type. What was the other one? There was some other game that was made by like literally one person. I can't remember.
That sounds
I'm
dope.
losing it. But it's really good. But that's really.
I've been on fucking Hades too crazy right now.
I can't do Hades. Can't do it.
It's so good.
It is. I know, but like I don't want to play it in early access because I remember how like Hades when I played in early access like pretty much first like day one when it was like available to anybody who wasn't outside of the studio to play it. And I remember playing. I was like, this is really great, and it felt really complete at the time. But like by the time the finished version of Hades came out, I was like, yo, this is way more done. And I kind of like played so much of it by that point that I was like, I don't know if I have it in me to really finish what I have because I already put like 100 hours into it, and I was like, I don't know. So I'm gonna wait until it's done so I can jump into it without having this weird like, oh, is that there? Dude, that's some friends of mine were talking about Stardew Valley that way. They were like, hey, you should play Stardew Valley. I was like, all right, maybe. And then they were showing it to me, and it was like, oh, I don't remember any of this. I was like, you don't remember any of this? You've been playing this.
Oh, The Boys comes back this week.
The Boys?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I feel like it's been a hot. Didn't that guy die?
I don't know.
Though?
Me and you watched season finale together. We were kind of like, "That's it."
It was
Remember, we were
pretty
just like,
bland,
"That's it,"
wasn't it? I forgot about it.
Because I was like, "Oh, they're gonna finally like kill Homelander now." I was like, "Oh, they got him."
They
and
really
then they
gotta
didn't.
stop.
And I was like,
This should be the last season. I think. I don't think you can have a show like this that goes beyond 5 seasons and is good. I think you got to be really careful when you
the
reach
show's
this
good.
point.
I think they're just that like they dropped the ball last season.
Well, I think what happened is they dropped the ball last season because they needed to continue it. They needed to have a reason for the show to continue. Like there was I feel like everything was building to a reasonable point where they could have ended it, but then they just didn't because they were like, "Oh, we need another season." And it's like I'm sorry, the boys cannot hold attention for 9 seasons.
I think they had like
shows.
a lot of great moments. I think the scene, like the moment when they jump him and they actually like are beating a shot of him and he like runs off. I think that's a great moment because I was just like, "Fuck."
It's good.
It's
a good show.
Him finally. And
it's
then
a
it
good
was
show,
like,
but
right,
you know,
and I was like,
it drags. Like you know that like there are seasons
sure.
of that show. There are seasons of that show that feel like arbitrarily stretched out because they're trying to like stretch this premise, and it's like it's a good premise, but it's know your limits. You know, like I think you got to understand. Like Breaking Bad, if Breaking Bad had one more season, it would have been terrible. I bet. Like you can't. There's only so far you can go. It's like how many times is this fucking Superman bastard gonna get away? Like it's getting annoying now. So like I don't know. I hope it's the last one. I hope they end well. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I know Gen V is fucked though because that guy fell off a motorcycle and exploded.
Who?
One of the guys from Gen V, that spinoff show for the boys.
Oh yeah, the black guy. He fucking died.
Yeah, he bought a motorcycle and the next day he fucking
man. Hope he rests
crashed.
in peace, man.
You guys, if I could pass any wisdom onto the audience, don't buy a motorcycle. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Everything about it is bad. Really, if you really like put it under a microscope and examine what a motorcycle is, it is the loudest vehicle on the road at any given moment. So it's a public nuisance. It is objectively unsafe. it's not really that cool anymore. Like, I remember when I was a kid, like, it was kind of cool, but it was kind of fading out. Like, it wasn't like the 80s or early 90s anymore where that was, like, interesting. It just kind of came across as, like, midlife crisis.
I live in a world of the two spaces with that. Or, like, motorcycles are objectively better vehicles. Like, they're better vehicles if you're not, like, you don't have a family. You're just going toward getting back. They're good ideas, but they're very dangerous. That's just about it. Like, you could really, really, really hurt yourself with it. So, like, make sure you know what you're doing. Don't drive idiotically with a motorcycle. Like, really don't. It's not worth it. Like, don't swerve in and out of traffic trying to be cool. You know, stay in your one lane. Drive smart. People don't do that because they don't have to. Because a motorcycle, like, oh, I'm just gonna sneak in front of this car real quick. I'm gonna go like 5 miles an hour faster. And you're like, all right, yeah, cool. You clip a car and you end up on the other side of the street getting ran over a bunch. That's what happens.
Yeah, I would argue. I would argue that motorcycles are almost like pit bulls in the sense that, like, it would be fine if not for the fact that the people who buy them are not good at owning them.
Damn, dude, real shit.
Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Like, I want to get a Staffy, which are pretty much like the little pit bulls.
The fuck is a Staffy?
The little tiny gray ones, the Staffordshire Terriers.
Staffy,
and they're really affectionate. Yeah, Staffies. They're so fucking. Yeah. They're like imagine the cute pit bulls, the cutest version of a pit bull.
Oh yeah, these are okay.
I really want one of them, but like also they're like, hey, make sure you watch out how you train it because it will literally display exactly what it's taught. So I'm gonna not be aggressive and beat my dog. That's it. That's the only. But everybody that gets pit bulls just makes them assholes, and I'm like, why do y'all do that? These are actually really nice dogs.
I think I'd want to get a Boston Terrier. They're just so fucking strange. They're so strange.
The Boston
looking.
Terrier, like the classic one, like the little scruffy, like they look like mops.
No, I don't even know what a mop. No, but Google it.
Like mops.
Google it. Google it. Boston Terrier.
Those are the ones that are in Lady in the Dust.
It was Anissa's dog. It was Anissa's dog.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, never mind. Yeah,
like those dogs. I like those dogs a lot. They're really fucking funny.
They look so strange.
They are weird looking. They're ugly, but like in a funny way. Like it's not quite a
French bulldog too.
It's slightly. Bulldogs are fucking ugly. But Boston Terriers
Bulldogs are Frenchies are not. French ones are not. French Bulldogs are very, very cute.
French Bulldog? Really?
Yeah, French Bulldogs are very cute.
Yeah, I guess so. They're still pretty. I don't know.
They look like the dog you just showed up and mixed with a bulldog, literally, actually.
Yeah, but I think the Boston Terrier just has less wrinkles. They're like if you a Boston Terrier is like if you airbrushed a French Bulldog.
It's so fucking insane.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Like motorcycles, just not. I don't know, not worth it for me. I don't. If I had a son, and he was like, "Hey, Dad, I'm buying a motorcycle," I would probably just kill my son at that point because it's like, listen, you're not. I can kill you.
I'd just be like, are you sure?
Let me just kill you, so that way we can. You don't have to spend all that money on a dumb bike that's going to get torched. You don't have to put anybody else in danger when you inevitably die on this thing. I'll just kill you, and then it's an even wash. You know, because that's the best outcome on a motorcycle, really, is that your father kills you.
I would just tell them, like, look, dude, these are dangerous. Like, don't, like, because I don't know, man. Like, I was just like, hey, don't waste your life.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Like don't be a guy on a meme compilation. Don't be a guy on a meme compilation that I laughed at, you know? Right,
exactly.
Like, don't be one of those guys. Because I'll still laugh at you even if you're my kid.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know what the fuck we're talking about. There's really no news to talk about. I'm sure, of course, as is typical when I say this, something big is going to happen. Joe Biden's going to shit blood for 8 hours and die in like 3 minutes after the episode goes live. So I'm sure some bullshit like that's going to happen. But we got a lot of questions over at patreon.com/thesnarktank. At the $5 tier, you can participate and ask us some questions on our monthly thread. So pop on over there if you're curious. Grappling, what is it? Gaping or gapping? What the fuck is this? Gapping from the other side. Homies bust every time. I think you meant gaping, which would not be. You put 2 P's in there.
That's what he means, yeah.
Which is not how English is. God bless.
A different word.
But he says, hello, fellers. First time homeless, long time listener. Welcome aboard. What's your favorite convention you have gone to or would like to go to? Favorite convention that I've gone to.
Creator
or
Clash
would
for
like to
sure.
go to?
Shit was fire.
Honestly, yeah, probably like both times for me. I think, although the first time was a lot more fun because I didn't have to be stressed. Creator Clash was
You had to get beat up.
sincerely
Yeah.
like
You had to get punched in the face the first
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Probably way more fun.
Yeah, but like Creator Clash is probably, I didn't even think about that because I didn't think about it as a convention. I thought about it more as an event, but it was kind of like a replacement VidCon in some way. So like it was really, Creator Clash is up there. I went to New York Comic Con a long time ago and had a decent time. I think of like the traditional.
You're back when we were kids though.
Yeah, 2012 I went. And I think I went. The most fun I had was probably at VidCon, but as far as like strict conventions go, but that's really not because of the convention center or because of the convention itself. It's really just because it was like an excuse for a lot of content creators to get together. I really don't know what the appeal would be for a viewer to go to VidCon outside of just to like maybe take a picture with somebody. But like for us, being able to hang out with everybody was really fucking sick. PAX Prime, I think, in Seattle was really dope too. That's probably the coolest video game one that I went to. Because E3 was kind of...
I'd personally assume that, like, the time that you went to VidCon, like, the time you went to Comic-Con was probably, like, a mad time for you. That would have been a dope time for me to go, because that's before it became super movie-based.
Yeah.
Because now Comic-Con is about the films and bullshit now. It's not, like, about comics anymore.
It's where they like drop news about movies. It's like, oh, who's casted in this? It's like, oh, you find out at Comic-Con generally.
Yeah, so I wouldn't care to go anymore. I've been to like Comic-Con, I've been Anime Expo. I've been to never New York I've been to New York Comic-Con once, 2014. And then I went to I never went to SD Comic-Con. I wish I did. I wish I went the year we moved here. That would have been the best year to go, but
that would have been
a chance to go then. But yeah, I think VidCon. VidCon was seeing so many of my friends, hanging out with everybody.
You didn't go to VidCon though.
Sorry, it's a Creator Clash.
Creator Clash.
Because we brought our friends there, and our friends just made it a better time being there. Because the people that we've knew for years that like having Vega meet Jalen and having them hit it off, and I knew what would happen. Always,
yeah.
I knew they would love each other. I knew they would love each other, and I was like, "This is great," because I've loved Vega for years. So I was like, "Oh, these guys are gonna hit it off first. It's gonna be awesome." Hanging out with fucking meeting Critical, him knowing who I was wild. Hanging out with him was cool. Meeting the Critical Role people was also awesome as well. Jack was there. It was fucking hilarious.
Being in the same room as our longtime friends and these people was very strange. It was a very strange.
It like solidified that we always hover to the same kinds of people, though.
Yeah, but it's like Amaranth interviewing Danny was hilarious. I think seeing that was the strangest thing I think I've ever seen in my life. Jalen and fucking Vega, like you said, it's just strange. Yeah, Creator Clash probably.
Us talking
honestly,
to like Travis Willingham, talking to freaking to us talking to the person that voiced Trunks. That is a moment that I was like, I can hear Trunks on you because Laura was there. Laura Bailey was there. So we were talking to her, and I was like, I can hear Trunks on your voice.
Oh, right, Laura Bailey. That's right. We did talk to this.
I forgot.
Voice. It's crazy to me that I can forget that because that was such an that was a really like as far as like stimuli go, like that was a lot of to take note of, you know, like we were talking to a lot of people that I was like, what the fuck? Josh Barnett coming up to you and offering to train you was hilarious.
Josh Barnett knowing who I was.
Yeah, it
was insane.
That probably was the coolest one. I really liked the first one. Because I didn't have to prepare. I just got to hang out and chill. I was just hanging out with Peach Jars and Kiwi the whole time. And that was fun, but this time was different purely because it was just so... There were so many more people there. And people that I never thought would be there. Like, the entire Critical Role cast was really cool. Marisha was really cool.
She's dope, people.
Yeah, I don't know.
Her mom and dad and sister are all really cool, too.
Oh, I didn't meet them.
Because I was right next to them. So I was, like, talking to her dad. And her sister looks like a clone of her, literally. It's insane. There's like another her. And I was like, what the hell? You guys are so similar. And she's like, yeah, I just lied to people that's not my sister. And I'm just like, why do you do that? You guys look exactly alike.
I was
such a cool... I would love to do it again.
What? No, I was going to say, like, I had an experience like that, too, where I talked to someone's dad, but I couldn't remember who. I think it was... I don't know if it was Marisha or if it was... It was one of the girls. It wasn't Alana. It wasn't... Maybe Michelle, I don't know. Whatever. That was strange too. But yeah, you should, not saying you should train necessarily, but like, if it happens again, which I think it will, I think it might be a little bit delayed.
Happens again, I'll do it, 100%.
I definitely want to go again, for sure. Because that was just really good. Especially because the next one's probably, I think, I shouldn't say that. I know.
Yeah, I know. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right.
Do not say it. I know it too. Do not say it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Thanks, gapping from the other side. Appreciate it. Can we get Pan of Jello wrote it? He says, "Can we get an extra ammo of just Derek and Sween talking about X-Men '97?" Sure.
Very likely gonna happen.
I don't see why not.
Very likely the next one.
Yeah, I think that's entirely reasonable. Yeah, because I'm just not gonna. Well, I don't know. I don't.
You should watch it, Chris. I think you'd enjoy it.
I don't have Disney Plus, and I don't care to get it. There's nothing on it really for me. And X-Men '97 is cool, but like I'm sure eventually I'll see it. And it's just there's no urgency in it for me. Tell you what, if there's the Spider-Man spinoff. If that happens,
if there is no Spider-Man spinoff, I will give you half of my paycheck. If there's no announced Spider-Man spinoff by December, I will give you half of that month's paycheck. I'll just hand it to you.
I'll hold you to that.
There is no way they would show him. They would show all these characters in this world and be like, nah. Let's not give them the one they probably want the most other than this one.
Totally. Yeah, I agree. I just also I know crazy things happen that don't make sense. Like, Tango Gameworks makes Xbox's best game in generations shut down.
It's true.
Or what was it? The Last of Us multiplayer game that's been in development for 5 years. Canceled. You know? Like, there's just a lot of things that should happen and have been
Do you know
teased.
how much more that would have changed that game? First of all, Last of Us 1's multiplayer is way better than it has any right to be.
That is true, yeah. It is pretty good.
like that shit is actually really fun for no good reason. And I was like, all right, cool. They're going to put in Last of Us 2. Oh, dude, they might have zombies interact within a map. That's probably going to be really awesome. Let's not put it in the game. And I was like, why?
Yeah.
It would be that would change the reception of that game so much.
Probably, yeah. I think so. But they wanted to make a bigger version of it, and then it ended up getting canceled. And so it's just like, I don't know, man. Stranger things have happened, and so like I would like that to be the case. And they have teased it, you know, Peter Parker and Spider-Man, both. I know this is the same character, but I mean, like, as far as like their visual presentation, they're both in the show. So at least in like a visual capacity, they don't speak or anything. But it's possible that just leads nowhere. Because I've seen things lead nowhere before. Every single Halo game leads nowhere, by the way. After like the end of 4 has nothing to do with 5, has nothing to do with Infinite.
To say that is so insane.
Really, it's true. Like not the Bungie ones. The Bungies lead into each other, but like Halo 4, the ending of that has nothing to do with the 5th one at all. The ending of the 5th one has nothing to do with Infinite at all. It's crazy. So like I've seen a lot of things that make no sense happen. So for that reason, I'm remaining doubtful. But if it does happen and they do get Christopher Daniel Barnes in there to be Peter Parker once again, I'll be very excited. And then at that point, I will watch X-Men '97 just for the context of it. But right now, I don't know. I'm not gonna get Disney Plus for that. you know.
It's a good one, man. I would suggest, but I get it. I understand.
Yeah. I'll get around to it. Let's see. What is... What the fuck? All right, what is this? Some vodka bottle wrote in, as a Russian, we have some of the most disgusting assortments of slop we call food, though some of it is good. I have had family bake salmon in the oven, creamed on with mayo. The smell and taste is of death. What food in your culture or country do you find absolutely vile? It's a really good question, actually. Like, what is the...
Fish. I don't like fish.
Well, I mean, but like, is that a dish though? Like specific, like what type of like dish specifically?
Like pescado in general, I don't like, man. I don't like pescado. I don't like what is the saltfish called?
Oh my god.
Do you know what it's called? It's a Puerto Rican saltfish. Let me see if I can find it. Bacalao?
Yeah, bacalao.
I think it's bacalao.
Bacalao, yeah.
I don't like that shit. I hate it. My grandma fucking... But she's one of them. She's like a pure one of them. So in her mind, it's like, oh, home, treat. For me, I'm like, this is disgusting.
Yeah, my parents really like that too. I don't.
I hate it.
It's like, hey, bacalao. And I'm like, I'll have a Pop-Tart.
Pizza. I'll buy pizza.
Yeah, I would do that. Like I remember when I started making money. And like they would be like, "Hey, there's we're gonna make fucking fish stew tonight for dinner." I remember being like, "Oh, that's interesting." I remember I would go in my car, I would buy a whole pizza pie for myself, and I would walk down and down. I would walk into my room and just eat all of it. And
yeah,
like,
bacalao, dried salted cod.
Yeah,
it's prepared like don't get me wrong, it's prepared I guess kind of decent because it's like, you know, it's stewed tomato with roasted peppers, potatoes. Everything about that sounds good, right? If you just substituted the fish with chicken, that would sound delicious. But it's fish.
Yeah,
so I'm like, ew, grandma.
To be completely honest, I've never liked it, and I don't see myself having it. But I've been so opposed to it that I did never try it either. Like, I was just so repulsed by, like, the look and, like, I didn't love the smell of it. No, I didn't like the smell of it. I didn't like the look of it. I just, nothing about it appealed to me compared to every other dish my family would make. Like, literally every single other. Like, why couldn't we, can we not
I've definitely
why can't we make
had
empanadas?
It isn't the worst. It isn't the worst thing, if I'm being honest. It isn't the worst thing. I just don't like fish.
I will say, is it pasteles? The stuff that's, like, wrapped in the, in
the banana leaves.
Yeah,
it's like sweet. Mm-hmm.
I don't love that, and I'm a little bit more off-put specifically by the presentation of it. I don't like the unwrapping of the wet paper specifically. Like that kind of like it puts me off. But I don't think it tastes bad. I think it's just more like one of those things where it's like I'm really just kind of never in the mood for this specific flavor profile, so I kind of avoid it. But those are the two things that I think of most. Mofongo is fucking delicious.
So on the Afro side, the Caribbeans, like the non-Puerto Rican side, I never really liked curry goat that much.
Yeah.
I like curry chicken a lot. I like lamb. I like oxtail, but I don't like curry goat all that much.
You know, you shouldn't eat oxtail
because that's like Jamaicans' favorite food. What'd you say?
Oxtail's really not good for people. but we.
It is really bad for people.
It's actually it drives you crazy. Actually, it's like similar to eating like a human's brain or something. Like there's some crazy shit in the oxtail that really fucks with you.
Don't tell me that.
I'm not joking. Like I think. Hold on. Let me see. Oxtail toxic. It was really disappointing. Are oxtails safe from bovine long form? Where the hell was it that I read it? Oxtail is a dangerous byproduct that is honestly not fit for human consumption. It causes neurological diseases. That's why the Jamaican people who sell them are always angry.
That's not true. It's extremely fatty, though.
It is extremely fatty. I do think there is actual research about it that is like it's not great for you. It's not going to kill you or anything, but it's like it's one of those things that like you probably should have. Honestly, we have way more sugar than we should ever consume anyway, so like it's probably not that big of a deal.
Dude, there's sugar in everything, dude. It's wild.
I tried specifically for like a good week to avoid sugar like entirely, and it's actually impossible. Like you have to eat just salad basically.
You have to eat salad, like eggs, meat. You can't have anything with anything.
Right. It's just bare bones as fuck, and it's just like, well,
you're like, I have like my salad with like my chicken. There's no rice because they put sugar in the fucking rice you have.
Sugar in the rice
you have. So it's just like it's horrible.
Yeah, I've decided instead I'm just cutting down on it because I'm just like, all right, I'll just eat less of it.
Sucks.
I'll eat less of it, but like I can't quit this. It's fucking impossible.
My final thing is I have to get rid of my I have to stop drinking juice. That's the last thing, and it's such a sad existence.
Yeah,
just only drink because I don't drink soda anymore. I cut that out of my diet.
I never drink soda. Yeah.
I feel way better, and I've lost weight from it. But like juice is the last thing, and I'm like, this is so hard to not have any tasty beverages anymore.
Well, what do you use? Is this water?
It's just water pretty much now, literally. That's it.
Yeah.
And juice, like once a day, I have like a cup of juice, and it's just depressing.
Well, once a day is pretty good.
Water's good, but it's so boring. It's such a boring taste.
You know what I would recommend, actually? I mean, this is what I do in an effort to cut down. I pour myself usually like a glass of. I'm not really big on juice necessarily, but I pour myself a glass of iced tea, and I like that glass lasts me the whole day. So I'll drink like a little bit of it, and I'll put it in the fridge. And then I'll spread it out throughout the day, so it's still just one glass, but I'm drinking water in between them. That way, it's like different boosts.
It's one a day. I have one cup of a sweet drink a day, and then that's it. I get rid of it. I want to get down to none, and it's hard and it's sad. I don't like my life much anymore, but I might be here a few months longer. So yay!
Well, it's really, I don't know. If you're losing weight from it, you could just like do it until you lose weight, and then just like make sure you keep exercising, and then you can. Just have whatever you want.
It's healthier lifestyle shit, man.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway,
it sucks, but it's what I have to do, man. I'm 30 now. My body can no longer just skate on like, oh, I have good genes and I'll be strong forever. So it's like, nah, man. You gotta like change the way you live so you can survive.
Yeah,
I hate it. Anybody want to kill me? It's for free.
Man. Okay, Lily drinking piss is so disrespectful to her character. Wrote in, said just got to say I got my Shot Uncle Ben shirt, and I really enjoyed explaining to all my friends this weekend what it was and why I have this guy saying Lamau on me. I appreciate it. I do love that shirt. That shirt is that shirt's a limited edition one. That one's probably going away, but like depending on how much it sells when the store goes live for everybody.
Man, that's a great one.
It depends. It is really good and it sells well. I just want to see how it's on the chopping block, but it might not be depending on how well it sells. So if you like that Shot Uncle Ben tee, I really like it a lot.
We gotta do a second merch line. Like we have a plan for another merch line too.
We have.
Probably around Halloweenish time, right?
No, I think it's probably going to be sooner than that. I think we have ideas because we have a video game oriented one. We have something else that we're pretty excited about that we won't want to spoil. I think there's some cool stuff in the pipeline, but definitely before Halloween there'll be more stuff. I think Halloween will probably be our fourth one. I think. Okay,
that makes sense.
But yeah,
also so talented artists out there that listen to this podcast, guys.
Yeah.
We would love to collab with you all. Like, please, it would be amazing to have you guys help us out. We'll give you very fair pay. Don't worry, we're not going to gyp you like a lot of artists get, where they just like, hey, do this picture for me.
Do you remember?
I don't want to pay you now.
I still remember fucking what is it? Is $20 okay? From from when Leafy was
Leafy.
He paid his editor $20. Like that's so fucking outrageous. I remember when I read that, I was like, am I overpaying my artist? Because I would pay my artists, like, whenever I had, like, an artist do a shirt for me, I would pay them stupid. And I was just remember feeling like, wow, I'm an idiot. But, yeah, so thanks for all the...
My thing is like this. It's the payment. It's however much you ask for. Like, all right, I got you. And then I'll tip you as well.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
In a range. Like, if you're like, hey, you do 4 pictures for me, that's $3,000. I'll be like, hey, bud, huh?
Yeah, here's your 3K.
No.
And that's it. But yeah, so we appreciate all the support on the merch store. It's been really cool seeing everybody get their merch in. We have some friends of ours that have gotten their fucking Brile merchandise. Brile is going away also, by the way. He was never supposed to be there. He was literally a test that I just couldn't delete in time because the site kept glitching. So he's just there out of sheer accidental necessity. But he will be going away when the store goes live. So if you want a fucking Brile shirt, go ahead, I guess. Man, God Christ. Thank you for all the support. There will be more stuff there soon. Let's see. What do we got here? Sauce wrote in. He says, the amount of times I've been out in public and listened to the podcast, having to hold in my laughter from hearing the most obscene shit is too high to count. I love it. Got any funny stories when you guys laughed during an inappropriate time? Oh my God. I feel like I have so many. I have to cycle through.
The dog dying.
Oh yeah. No, that's definitely top tier for me, where like it was really difficult for me to when
dog, she told us and our faces contorted. Dude, I was like, huh?
I remember that story. I can't wait for us to have an in-person show because I definitely want to get Jalen in here to like talk with us about that stuff. But that story of his ex-girlfriend talking about how her dog hung itself was too funny. Like, it's tragic and sad, but at the same time it's like, damn, dude, like that image is so outrageous that like you can't help but laugh. It's almost like that you know that famous clip of I can't remember what podcast it was, but Bobby Lee was talking about how he got molested by a guy with Down syndrome and it just came out of nowhere. And it's just like, of course you're gonna laugh at that. It's so out of nowhere and just out of pocket. So it was when I ran into my room and shut my door. Like I sprinted into my room as soon as I heard that. I was like, I cannot be in the living room and hearing this. I cannot do this. I will bust out laughing. And so I ran into my room. I shut the door. I jumped into my bed. I screamed into my pillows. Screamed.
I couldn't believe that happened. I was like, what?
It's so good.
Huh?
I do remember. This is a weird story, but like when I was a couple years ago, I was dating somebody in New York, and we were invited to this big get together, this big party in like the arts community. It was like this big mansion. I don't remember exactly where it was. It was somewhere like in between Saugerties and Poughkeepsie. It was like one of those weird places, a big mansion with like a big pool and like a big deck and like a lot of people. I was like, this is crazy. What the fuck is going on? And there was this big dinner, and me and my girlfriend at the time were there. And at a certain point in the night, the guy who cooked everything stopped and started talking about like, hey, I just want to thank everybody for showing up. These foods could not be made without the spirits of fucking, Zorglon or Zingliklue or like some random shit. And I remember like it was taken very seriously, and everybody was just very silent. Like kind of like everybody took a brownie or something off of this plate and they were going to eat it. And I remember like holding it and like being silent throughout this thing. And I just kept looking at her. I tried to make her laugh so that if she laughed, I had the freedom to laugh, which in retrospect was probably very dangerous. But it was just so, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It was like a good like 10-minute speech of like, of just like we're thankful for.
How'd you end up there?
I don't know. It was like I don't know. I have no idea. I just find myself in these places sometimes. It was like when I ended up at Taylor Swift's house.
I never end up in places like that, dude.
Yeah, but Kingston,
because I'm out all the time going and doing shit.
No, you're not.
Chris,
you don't go
I
out
am at
Kingston.
my house literally. Chris, I'm out my house genuinely like 4 days a week. Like I'm out doing stuff with people.
What are you
like
doing?
Going places, meeting people. Like I go play cards. I make friends with people that I play cards. And you want to come
Oh,
over
you
and
go
hang out?
play
Like, yeah, sure, I'll
cards.
go over to the place.
I can't imagine why you don't end up in interesting places. When
Listen. I meet people and I hang out with them all the time. You've met Brad,
Right.
and you met Brad and my friend, and his wife Nat. Like I meet people regularly. It's my fucking curse. I just make friends everywhere I go.
Yeah, but Kingston, you make friends that assimilate to your life. Like
Which
you
is
don't
weird.
go-
I don't like that. It's true. It's
Well,
true.
You do like it because it's what you gravitate towards. You do not go to
But
even
it's
the friends
weird.
that you've known for a long time. You do not make an effort to meet them where they are at ever.
That's not true.
This is true. It's fine. It's like whatever. It's like it's your personality.
That's not
It's
true.
okay. Yes, it is. Kingston, you very
How is that
rarely
not
come
that
out.
true?
You very rarely come out to Pasadena, if ever. Come on, let's be real.
That's true. Pasadena, I know you go out to because of the fact that you guys. The reason I don't hang out in Pasadena is because you guys hang out on weekends there. After
Right.
the week, literally, my girlfriend does not want to like on Friday nights. You guys hang out on Pasadena on Friday, right? That's the night you guys hang out.
It's Friday, Saturdays,
For
or
me
Sundays.
on Fridays, I don't do Fridays nights ever. I want to go out Friday night all the time, and then what happened is Lily's done working, and she's like pooped, and I'm like, I don't want to leave her by herself. Especially to go
Why?
have fun. I feel bad doing that.
Well, that's kind of silly though. Like
Because it's done. It's really stupid, but I can't enjoy myself much anymore without her being there. It's really sad.
Damn.
Like her not
I
being
mean-
around when she could, like in a place I know she would enjoy, especially like if
Right.
we go to like Ziggy's house, right? And I'm there and she's home, I feel like shit because she's there. She's at home right now.
I understand that, but I mean, I don't know if it's just like you're.
And I know she enjoys herself at Pasadena with you guys. She loves you guys. She's known you guys for years. So like I'd be there having fun with you guys, smoke. Also, I don't smoke and drink anymore. Is another thing as well.
Yeah, I mean, we only do that kind of. Like lately, we've just been kind of just drinking coffee, just hanging out and listening to music and having dumb conversation. We just end up improvising the same way that we do. Really. There's a lot of ridiculous bits. We make fun of Alex's dad a lot because he's British and it's fun. But like,
Dude, he's so fucking British. It's hilarious.
He's great. I love Carl, but yeah, I don't know. I think I don't mean that as like an insult. I just mean it's like you generally like you meet people who are generally already like interested in the exact things you're interested in, and because of that, when you go out to meet them to do things, it's usually stuff you would do anyway. You don't end up in like a random like I meet strange people like all the time, and I end up in like Taylor Swift's house in a bathroom where people are doing coke, and I'm just trying to pee. And that's where I am on like a Friday night. Or like, oh, I'm in fucking Santa Clarita at like a potluck with like fucking some voice actor that like I only met like twice, but like have listened to my entire. I was like, what the fuck is this? Why am I? It's just I end up in strange places, and that's because I like to do that. I like to have like weird, random side quests and strange stories that I know can't happen. Like when me and John Tron got tackled into a shrub in Manhattan Beach when we were all shit-faced at 2 a.m. Like, that's never going to happen again. Like, that exact story will never happen again. You know? So it's like...
That's true.
I like doing that.
You did that with Jake and Jalen this weekend, right?
Huh?
You hung out with Jake and Jalen this weekend, right?
Oh, yeah, we went to the barcade. We had a group chat. And everyone bailed, which is fair. It was a last minute thing, but like, so it was me, Jalen, Jake, and we just we played a bunch of games. We saw these people going live on like TikTok or something. And it looked like they were famous, so like I tried to sneak in there and be like, "Hey, Snark Tank." I don't know if anybody's here from there. By the way, hi. So we did that. Then we went to this Wiener Schnitzel place. That's like this sausage place at like 2 a.m. that made like really good hot dogs and just ate and talked, and it was a pretty standard, it was a pretty normal night. That place makes terrible mules, by the way. If you're ever at 82.
Oh, really?
If you're ever at 82, the great barcade, by the way, but just stick to the beers and stick to the, I don't know, like a vodka soda. Because like they're going to fuck up a mule. They don't know how to do it. I don't get it. A Moscow mule is like the grilled cheese sandwich of drinks. I really don't understand how you fuck it up. But God bless. They put fucking Haribo in it. And I was like, okay. That's definitely not ginger beer, but God bless you. But yeah, that's definitely, those are the two that I think of. When I was at the Jalen one with him, his ex's dog hanging itself, and then being at that weird mansion party with people like worshiping fake people and trying to make my girlfriend at the time break. It was a positive memory.
That dog hanging itself is a fucking wild experience, dog. And she was really emotional saying it to us, and we were like trying not to laugh in her face.
Well,
it's like, damn, dude.
It's just so outrageous that your dog would hang
That's
itself.
funny.
You know? It's funny. It's sad. If my dog died that way, I would also be sad about it. But there's no way in hell that I wouldn't also acknowledge, like, dude, it is a hilarious way to
like,
go.
laugh if you need to. Laugh if you need to. Go ahead.
Like, it is an objectively hilarious. Especially because we can't help. We don't take a story at face value ever. We always hear a story like that. We always hear a story like that, and then we flesh out the backstory. The hypothetical backstory. It's like, what drove this dog to do this? I think we even we told that story in the future at some point on a show, and I think we talked about, like, I mentioned that like a song was playing or something. That wasn't true. I just thought it was funnier if there was like a specific.
We just cartoonify everything because in our minds we don't see real creatures. We see like Mickey Mouse animated fuckers going through the problem.
Yeah,
instead of it being like a real guy.
That's not strictly true. Like, we know it's real. It's just
that has to be true.
No,
because there's no way you could be that detached and still be like, oh, that's really unfortunate. But look at this.
Things can be sad.
Animated for us. We're sick, dude.
I've said this before on the show, but things can be sad and funny at the same time. Like, there is a funniest version of everything, like including the worst things. Like, if your grandmother got electrocuted and died, right? That, like, just out of nowhere. That's not really that funny, but there exists somewhere on the face of this earth a story about a grandmother being electrocuted that is funnier than that first story. Like, there is a spectrum there. It might not be very funny, but there's definitely less funny stories than that one, which implies the existence of funnier stories. And so when I hear a dog hung itself, that's a funnier way for a dog to die than just simply dying of old age. You know, there's nothing really that funny about a dog just being like, I'm 40. Although that is actually hilarious if you think about it. Do you know what I'm saying? Does what I'm saying make sense?
Would be in such bad shape. It would be in such bad shape at 40.
Did you see that 30-year-old cat?
That cat looks like, dude. I saw like a 20-something-year-old cat, and I was like, dude, put a bat to its head, man.
All right, you don't got to do that.
Just let it go. Let go. It's selfish that you want to keep that cat here anymore, you know?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, that always bothers me when people keep. I get it. I get the impulse, but at the same time, it's like, bro, your dog can't walk anymore. Like, let it go. Like, if it gets really sick, and you have to take it to the hospital, and there's like a $3,000 surgery to fix it, like, I'm sorry, but like, $3,000. First of all, really financially irresponsible. Second of all, you're not buying $3,000 worth of more days with that dog. Like, you're just not. Like, you're on borrowed time the entire time. Just let it go. Let it go.
Just let it go.
Because I would hate for my dog to be in pain for like the last like 5 years of its life. You know what I mean? Like, that sounds terrible. Why would you want that? I don't get it, really.
I definitely would not be happy if my dog passed. But if I got another dog and it passed, but I wouldn't. It's irresponsible to let your dog live it. Like, if it's hurting, it's gotta go. I can't let you say you're hurting, you know. If you pee and it hurts, like, hey, bud, it's time for you to get out of here, you know.
Oh, huh. When you have guests, you should have them read the names since Chris isn't the only one reading them now, wrote in. He says, a quick would you rather? Would you rather never have to use the bathroom again, but you always feel a little constipated, or never have to sleep again, but always feel like you could go for a nap?
The second one. Not being able to sleep would transform your life.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it'd be worth it. I feel like there would be ways for me to circumvent the fact that I'm a little tired all the time. Versus, like, I don't know, man.
No, I get tired. You just fucking yawn like an asshole. But you could always go for a nap. Then you later, you're like, I can go for a nap now, but I'm not tired, right? I can go for a nap, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Like,
that means you could still sleep. That'd be great.
The alternative it sounds so much worse because it's just so so you're constipated, but you can't even, like, there's no sense of relief from that ever. Like, that sounds terrible. Like, why would you? That sounds like so much worse than being tired all the time. I'm already tired all the time and I still sleep. So, like, fucking whatever. Might as well get all that time back.
Honestly.
This is the dumbest question I think I've seen.
Imagine not being able to sleep, dude. It's just late. You're like, fuck it. I'm just going to go for a walk for 3 hours. Because I'm not going to have to go to sleep.
Question for...
How do you recharge, though?
I don't know. You photosynthesis?
I guess you just sit down and charge it while you're relaxing.
Yeah, I guess. President of the Goon Society wrote, and he said, would you rather pee grapes or shit pineapples?
Pee grapes.
Yeah. I guess.
No, shit pineapples. Because peeing grapes is going to hurt. But shitting pineapples when we won, like, out. That's it. Yeah,
but that's one grueling
Dragon
thing
Ball
a day.
trailer dropped just now.
Dragon Ball? What do you mean?
Sparking, yeah.
Sparking? I don't know how I feel about that game now that I know it's not split screen.
It's not split screen?
Yeah, it's kind of... Or at least that's what I heard. I don't know how true that is. But I think I remember hearing news about it not being split screen, which is just fucking mega disappointing. Sparking 0.
That makes me sad.
If that's true. I don't know. I don't want to spread misinformation, but it would be really disappointing because it looks so sick. And it would be such a waste to make a... Like, why would you make a fighting game that isn't... Why would you make a single-player fighting game? It's so that's so insane.
I don't think that makes sense they would do that. But if they don't, that make me sad. You're not going to be able to do the thing where you fly on top of the thing in the screen and you do the look over for everybody. You press, like, R1 and you do the look over. And you see your friend is, like, spotted and it becomes one screen.
Yeah.
I wish.
I don't know. Okay, let me see. All right, Jacob Watcha wrote in. He says, what do y'all think of relationships that feel out of nowhere in animation? Like Rogue and Magneto or Batgirl and Batman? Like, I get that one of those is from the comics, so I'm used to Rogue, but I'm so used to Rogue and Gambit that it's hard to watch X-Men 97. Listen, don't listen. Relax. Don't get cute. Don't get cute with Seaman.
Rogue and Magneto have a relationship in X-Men in comics as well. That's not an out of nowhere thing. It is that you don't read comics, so you wouldn't know about it. But it makes sense. Is
it out of nowhere? Is it out of nowhere in the show though? Like, did they build that in the show? Because it is one of those things where it's like
I don't
it might
think
not
they
be out of nowhere.
each other in the show.
Well, that's kind of weird then, really.
I don't think they in the show. Right? I don't know if they do.
That would be weird, though, right?
They had a bad falling out and they never really revealed it to one another. But at the same time, it's just like, like I know Batgirl and Batwoman fuck, and Batgirl and Batman fuck, right? Which is especially weird because Batgirl's kind of going out with like Dick Grayson at that time. So it's just like, Bruce, what the fuck? But and also Batgirl's like a teenage girl and Batman's like definitely a grown man. Like she's like 19, he's like definitely like 26, 27 years old, maybe 30. And it's like, look, bro, spin the dice however you want. That's your problem. But it's whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I
don't like it, but I'm not gonna get super wound up about it. It's like whatever, dude. Like, this is the story. It's here. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna move beyond it if I like it or don't like it. Like, I think Rogue and Magneto, it makes sense because like he can control magnetism, and if she touches people, it gets fucked off. So he just changes the polarity of his skin so they don't actually touch. They simulate touching, which is weird, but whatever.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. I don't know. I think
it's kind of shitty.
generally, like, it is kind of weird for showrunners to assume that external media fills in gaps for, like, you can't just throw a relationship from the comics in a TV show if the TV show that you've established hasn't built that relationship. I think that is kind of lame, but I don't really know what the context of that is for the show for X-Men, because I haven't seen the original show and I haven't seen X-Men 97, so I'm just completely in the dark with that. But generally speaking, on face value, I generally don't like that too much. But whatever. Veering wrote in. He says, "Hello there, beautiful bastards, except Sween." Well, that's unfortunate because it's literally just him. I was Spike. Okay, wait, hold on. He says, "I was Spike with a friend about dystopias." What? Speaking, did you mean? I was speaking with a friend about dystopias that still have a certain pull to them. Example, Cyberpunk and Fallout. While horrible beyond belief, there is a certain charm to them. So my question is, which universe world would you want to live in that is not that great of a place?
Ours.
I feel like, yeah.
It's our one, but
I don't know. Cyberpunk seems fucked. I definitely would not want to be in Cyberpunk. I feel like I would do well in Fallout, honestly. There's something about that world that I feel like I would do well in. I think my main problem would be not being able to be okay with eating bugs. Because, like, a rad roach is probably, like, a really good source. Like, realistically speaking, a roach is probably, like, an amazing source of, like, protein and energy as far as, like, especially in comparison to, like, other foods that you could get. So, like, I would never be able to kill a rad roach and eat it. So that would be my big hurdle. I would have to kill Brahmin or, like, fucking literally anything else. So that would probably be a big hurdle for me. But I think Fallout I would do pretty okay in. I could figure that shit out.
Man, I'd like Cyberpunk because it'd be fun at least.
Well, you think it'd be fun? You think it would be fun? I don't think Fallout would be fun. I think I could do well in Fallout. I don't think it would be fun. Cyberpunk, I think, would be fun for maybe like 3 minutes until you got killed by like some cyber psycho. You're just buying a fucking Arizona iced tea and a cyber psycho eats you. Like, there I go.
You gotta join the gang and get souped up. Get you some chrome, bro. Chrome yourself up.
Chrome yourself up. My God.
Some chrome, bro.
Some chrome, bro. All right, let me see.
I don't know. Where's another dystopian world?
I don't know. It's kind of difficult to think of
dystopian worlds.
I guess every world is kind of dystopian if you really you could kind of look at Avatar and think of it as dystopian technically. Like
The Last Airbender?
Yeah, because it's just like all like these four different. Well, I don't know. What is this? What is the deciding factor that makes something dystopian?
It's like post-apocalyptic almost.
Relating or denoting to imagined state or society where there is great suffering or injustice. I mean, that's most fictional societies, really. That's really that's real society also. So like I don't know what wouldn't qualify. I think the only thing that sincerely the only fictional world that I can imagine that doesn't qualify as a dystopia is like the world of Dragon Ball. Actually,
yeah, they're near utopian.
Yeah, like they have dinosaurs for some reason. They got dinosaurs, but they also have like amazing technology. They have capsules that like you can store houses and laboratories and vehicles in. They do martial arts tournaments where people like the world still exists despite the fact that there are some people who can ki blast out of their own fucking brains and hands.
There's the iRobot world. There is the Matrix. There's Blade Runner. There's Logan's Run. Oh, yeah, it's a big world. There's the Brave New World from the book series. There's Minority Report. There's the Marvel 2099 world. That world would be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, the Clockwork Orange world I'd be fine in.
Clockwork Orange.
I'd be fine in that world. I'd be A-okay in that world.
So dumb. All right.
Because I would think, do the worst thought. Do your worst thought right now, and I'd be fine.
I would like to be in Bikini Bottom, I think. But not as like a fish or anything, just as me, and I would drown. And then
with all the pressure of the water on you, and your eyeballs are fucking flared up.
Yeah, and then like some cute little hilarious characters can live inside my fucking body. They can fashion a house out of it. Maybe I could be like a big shopping center for Bikini Bottom. I could be like the Empire Center for them.
When you fucking pop, when your head eventually explodes.
Yeah, that'll be the parking area.
Oh, and I'm dead.
Anyway, my name is Ryden, and the president just grabbed my balls, wrote in. He says, did you guys see that new Bill Maher clip where he got absolutely demolished by Bill Burr? I don't think I've ever seen such brutality. I did, and I loved it.
Really? Is it bad?
It's not that it's bad. It's just it's so the amount of contempt Bill Burr has for Bill Maher is so transparent in it. I don't know if it's supposed to come across like he's joking. And I think maybe it is, but like he's really just Bill Maher is so pretentious and so smug that it's very, very easy to not like him. And so Bill Burr just kind of says, I think, what the audience is thinking. Because they're talking about Israel-Palestine, and he's asking just basic questions about, like, well, he says, like, Bill Maher thinks very clearly that, like, supporting Palestine is supporting Hamas is supporting terrorism. You know what I mean? And there's no real gray line. There's no real... It's all black and white to that for him in that regard. And so Bill Burr is like, I don't know, I'm on the side of the kids. He's talking about the protesters. And it's just... it's really difficult to describe that clip without just showing it to you. Are you watching it?
Yeah, I'm watching right now. I think people have to be really fucking dumb. Because Bill Burr goes on places regularly and insults the living fuck out of people. And they try to, like, laugh it off. And it's like, this man is literally tearing you down. Like, when he made fun of Charlemagne, he made fun of Charlemagne so bad it was ridiculous. Like, he had everyone in the Breakfast Club laughing at Charlemagne. Like, there were people outside the room laughing at him.
Yeah.
He made fun of Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan's dumbass was laughing, and he's literally calling you a retard, pretty much. He's literally pretty much saying, like, oh, you're very stupid.
Yeah, he was telling
You're
him,
not
like,
as smart as you think you are. And it's the same with Bill Burr. Burr's like trying to be like, it's not, I'm in fact brave. He's like, shut up.
Yeah, shut
up and suck a dick. Like, you're not brave. You're bravely saying that here as a millionaire on television. You're not brave. Eat dick.
Yeah, he's like, he goes like, oh yeah, pat yourself on the back. He's like, it's so like this snide sarcasm in that clip is so good. I love Bill Burr. I think
I love him, dude.
He's one of those people that I think has authentically grown and matured in such a way that he's still funny. You know, because there's a lot of people who kind of do the opposite. What? Go ahead.
What's crazy is I recently saw Kevin Hart, right? I saw Kevin Hart at the Hollywood Bowl, right? I think he had a masterful set. I think his set was like he is a master at his craft. He's a great comedian. He knows how to control a room very, very, very well. And what Kevin did was, instead of what happens, a lot of comedians right now, they feel like they're under attack as comedians, right?
Right.
So a lot of them are leaning into the idea like, I'm a rebel against the cause.
Yeah.
What Kevin did was he went up there. He didn't make fun of anybody but himself. He makes fun of the fact that, like, I'm getting old. I'm getting older. And the world around me is changing, and I just have to adapt with the change and understand that I have to age with grace. What Bill Burr does, is when he's making jokes, when he's genuinely making jokes about on the world in general, the jokes are on him. He's the one that's out of place in most of his jokes. And the ridiculousness that goes on because of how out of place he is what makes him so fucking funny.
Well,
that's why he succeeds. A lot of people don't.
I don't know. I don't think you don't, like, it's not like you can't make fun of other people or other things. Like, I think that's totally fine. It's just a matter of, like, you have to be good at it. You have to be good at it. Like, Bill Burr is a great example.
Stick in the mud.
Bill Burr is a great example. You can't be a stick in the mud. You also can't be the rebel without a cause. That's too. I don't know how to describe. I don't know how to explain this really, but comedians aren't supposed to be cool. And what I mean by that is like you're not like no one thinks. Like I think about Dane Cook when I think of like a cool comedian. You know what I mean? Where it's like Dane Cook. Like in 2006, Dane Cook was like as the stereotypical kind of like cool guy. And he was doing stand-up and he was like selling arenas, but like that gets old really quick because people don't like, this is a really simplistic way of viewing things, but I really think this is true. People don't like people that they could perceive as better than them, telling them jokes. I think there always needs to be some kind of level of like clownery to a comedian. There needs to be like, oh, this is like some dweeb or some nerd or some funny looking guy or some guy with a weird voice or like some dumbass. It's very rare that you have like a comedian who's like, I'm actually the smartest person in the room and people still think they're funny. Like there's no genius comedians in the sense of like, that's my whole shtick.
British people. That's what I don't like about them.
Well, it's not even, well, it's specifically Bill Maher. Bill Maher is that guy. He's like, I'm smarter than everyone, okay? And here's why. And it's like, that's not funny. That's like you're talking down to everybody, even the people who like are supporting you. No one likes that. Like people like dumb people in comedy. That's why stupid comedy does well all the time. And it's not that comedians aren't very smart. It's actually like it's actually very intelligent to be able to like play that stupid character for as long as people do. But like you cannot show the people that you can't pull the curtain and be like, oh, I'm actually like fucking super smart or whatever. Like it's just, it doesn't really work. Wise is one thing. Storied is another thing. I think
that's true.
Dave Chappelle is one of those people who's like, I don't think Dave Chappelle presents like, oh, I'm smart. I think he presents like, oh, I'm wise. Generally. Lately, not so much because he hasn't really been doing a lot of specials. But I think that's generally like what his vibe was. It's like, well, what an interesting guy. Well, you can't put a mathematician up there. He's gonna fucking die. They're gonna kill him.
I think the closest is Neil deGrasse Tyson, but Neil deGrasse Tyson doesn't play into the comedic aspect enough because I think he's too smart to be like, I'm not making fun of you're really stupid. Like he'd get physically mad eventually.
Well, he's not a comedian.
No. He has a comedic bone to him. I definitely agree.
He's funny, but he's not
a comedic nature to him.
Yeah,
but he's also Puerto Rican and black from New York. I think that's why he's kind of funny.
Is he really Puerto Rican?
At a certain point, he's just like, "Oh, you're an idiot. You're just really stupid."
Neil deGrasse Tyson is Puerto Rican?
He's Puerto Rican and black.
What?
And from New York.
Is that real?
Swear to God.
What?
I think he's from the Bronx.
Well, I know that. I know he's from the Bronx and he's black. I just didn't know that he was. I know this is late, but he's Puerto Rican regardless of Puerto Rican origins. His mother's also full Puerto Rican. Wow. I had no idea.
How did you not? He's one of the few genius ones of us.
Well, he doesn't like.
He looks Puerto Rican.
I guess, but like I don't. You know us. Though.
Very much so looks like a Puerto Rican person.
Yeah, but like fucking everybody looks Puerto Rican.
He looks like a Puerto Rican person who's like one of the Puerto Ricans that'll be like, "Oh, your grandpa's black." Like, no, he's not, and he shows picture of deGrasse Tyson, and it's like he is. What are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, I don't know. I just never, because he doesn't project that ever. Like that's never been a core part of his identity in anything that I've ever seen him in.
Well, the thing is that he's usually like talking about like education stuff in English, but I know he can also speak Spanish as well.
That's fucking jarring to me. Like that's almost that.
How is it jarring? I think he looks like my grandma.
Yeah, but Kingston,
like that's how my grandmother looks.
You understand the breadth of. Like there are Koreans who like look Puerto Rican, and like fucking black people that look Puerto Rican, and white people and Irish people that look Puerto Rican. Like it's such a strange group to identify on sight alone because like we're fucking chameleons.
I agree 100%, but like I think because I guess the reason why I can tell is because my family looks like that. So I was like, oh, that's because it looks sort of like me, just darker.
I understand it. Like, I do think, like, I see it when you say it, but when I see him, that's not the first thing I think of. You know what I mean?
Oh, I agree. You do. It's a black man, 100%.
I'd be like, oh, that's just some like maybe he's mixed. He's just white and black, and okay, cool. He's never spoken Spanish, that I've seen. He's never mentioned this. It's kind of like finding out that AC/DC is Australian to me. Where I'm like, this is
That's
kind
true.
of. It's not.
I remember I found out because of the fact that I was he was talking about his mom one time, like one of his interviews, and his mom is like, insert abuela. That's what his mom looks like now. Because he's very old. He's a grown ass fucking man now. And I was like, oh shit, he's Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I guess I've never looked into his like family life really at all, or any deep. I've never watched interviews with him. Oh my god,
he's an interesting dude, man.
His mom is totally all right. That's
his abuelita.
Okay, yeah. That's my great grandmother. That is wild. Yeah, I don't know.
Very Puerto
I don't know
Rican,
why.
bro.
Yeah, I guess I was never sure if he was from New York, if he just lived there.
Nice from NY.
Okay, well that makes sense. I'm not like, oh, that's impossible. But I am a little bit surprised.
You're a little confused because he's never. Well, the thing is that he never comes up talking about his race ever or his ethnicity. He's always talking about some science shit.
Right, but like even when I think of like,
and then like I guess if you question him, he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm these two ethnicities," but like he never talks about. It's not what he's there talking about.
Right, but he's never even come up in like a conversation about like famous Puerto Ricans.
That's very true as well.
You know what I mean? Like he never. It's always like J-Lo, Mark Anthony, fucking Bad Bunny,
Bad Bunny,
fucking Lin-Manuel Miranda. It's like that's. You don't hear people say Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Like, oh yeah, and Neil deGrasse Tyson.
What a strange group of people, by the way. That would be. All right. Let's see. What are we? We're cruising through these questions, which is pretty good. Making some good progress. Now that Derek's not here to argue every little fucking thing.
I miss Derek. Leave him alone.
He's on his way here right now. It's fine. Actually, no, he isn't. He got abducted.
Derek is currently getting fondled by aliens. Aliens in hell.
That's crazy. Being molested by aliens in hell is so many. There's like multiple layers of confusion to that I think would genuinely send my soul into shock. I think because either hell is a real place that is under control of aliens, or aliens also go to hell. I don't know. That's a lot.
So that means there's alien God and then there's our God, or is there like different realms you go to, like in like?
Do they have the same 10 Commandments? If heaven and hell,
what do you
real?
do? Like, what do you do at that moment? Like, what's going on up there? Like, what's going on? Like, high upstairs, what's happening? Is what I'm thinking about.
Oh my god. Okay, Bo Jiden wrote in. He says, "Greetings, boys. I am currently chilling in Madagascar and found out that they recently introduced a new law here. It stipulates that anyone who rapes will get their balls confiscated by the state. What are your thoughts?" I think that's fine.
Very fair.
Very fair.
Very fair.
I think it's rape. Just simply don't rape.
You know what's crazy? I'd lived there my whole life. I'd never have to worry about that law.
What do you mean?
Never once. That law would not bother me at all. I'm like, okay, cool. And I'd be able to live my life completely comfortably without worrying about that law.
Yeah. Granted,
like, oh,
it would be nice if there was some evidence required so that people can't just go around accusing people of shit. But
yes, 100%.
Under those stipulations, if look, man, if you can prove that if they can prove that you raped somebody, like, yeah, get your fucking shit cut off, whatever. I don't care. What the hell would I care about a rapist? Come in me, come in me, come on my peen. Efslers are gay and so is me. Wrote in. He says, "Hello, diversity hires. Y'all have joked about Sweeney being autistic, but a lot of the okay. what is this word? He wrote this. I'm gonna paste it in.
Just copy it and paste it in the chat.
Yeah. Look, I put it there. What the fuck is that? Is that real? I've never seen that word before in my life. That's not real. You all have joked about Sweeney being autistic, but a lot of conversational mannerisms. I think you mean conversational mannerisms is what you intended to say. But a lot of the conversational mannerisms that Sweeney has are strikingly similar to my own. And I am autistic. I would say that Sweeney is at least on the spectrum. Don't gloat about this too much, Chris. You're a tard too. I think so. I honestly, I've believed for a long time that autism isn't even really like a thing that's separate from just being a person. I almost don't even think there's even value in
I've been
saying
tested
that
a few
people are
times.
autistic. Yeah.
I've been tested a few times, and each time they were like, "No, you're not autistic." But I don't know. I guess you could develop it later on. I don't give a shit, really.
No, I think
it hasn't debilitated me.
I think what it is there's a spectrum of it.
I think a lot of people are neurotic, and that's it. They're a bit neurotic, and they're like, "Are you autistic?"
Yeah, I'm definitely neurotic, but I think based on what I've seen as designated to be autism, I think I've noticed it in too many people for it to be something that is uniquely, like, I don't think it's something that people have or don't have. I think it's like a spectrum that everybody is on, and some people are on it. I'm like, some people are like on level 1. Let's say it's like a 1 out of 100 thing, right? Some people are like maybe like 1% autistic, which is like probably like very difficult to trace. It's very abstract. It might occur in their dreams, or it might like manifest in the way that they sleep, and or like not in the way that they're conscious. Yeah, or you're at 50 where it's a little bit more obvious, but it's still functional, or you're at 100 where it's just like you're Christian. You know, I think I've just seen too many examples of things that I have seen labeled autistic in every single person that I have ever known for that to be something that just is either there or isn't. Like, I don't know if I believe that, really. I think it's just idiosyncrasies.
Do you guys remember? That's true.
You know?
But remember back in the day when every child that had any spark of energy and just needed an outlet said they had ADHD? And so many kids that probably didn't have anything really wrong with them were put on medication and fucked their little minds up.
Yeah.
I think that is now autism is. It's just like, oh, this person's autistic. I'm autistic. It's like, no, you're probably just a little weird or maybe a bit dumb. And you're just like, oh, I have autism. And it's just like, I don't think you have autism. You're probably just a little strange. That's it.
Yeah, I think.
But now autism is like it's like a shield now. You know, it's like, I'm autistic. Don't critique me for how I am.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
And it's like, dude, stop.
I think there are like I explained on stream kind of recently that like I see, like, sometimes I will delete tweets if I think, like, I'll tweet something out if I think it and I think it's funny, and I'll think that's valuable in and of itself. But if I look at it later on in the day and I don't like the shape of the paragraph that I wrote and the visual, like how the paragraph looks, not even what it's saying, just like the shapes of the letters on it, like, oh, there's too many capital T's at the beginning of every line, I'll delete it because I just don't think it looks good. And that's now, like, look,
I can agree with that in a sense of reading. Like, if I read, like, let's say, like, I'm reading something, or like if I'm writing out like a sequence for a campaign, right, for D&D.
Yeah.
And like I see like there's too many T's, like the, them, this, the, they, like that stuff. It'll bother me a little bit. But that's just if you write, that is kind of the nature of writing. You want to try to spice up your writing. But when I look at the shape of things, that's never really bothered me. That's never really bothered me. It looks a little odd because obviously we're humans. We want symmetry, you know? We care about symmetry and how we do things. But like, it's never been enough for me to be like, I can't have this. Like, it's been like, oh, that's a little, I note it, but I don't really, it doesn't bother me enough to change it.
Yeah,
you know? I wouldn't like delete or undelete things for that.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm sure there's something about that that's like not entirely fucking, I don't know, what is the term? Neurotypical? Whatever, I don't know. There's so many words now that I don't even fucking, I don't know. But yeah, I think most people are on the spectrum in some way. Most people that I've met for sure. And that goes into my parents as well. I think I think both of my parents, like, I've just observed so many mannerisms that I'm like, that's something. Like the way that my mom or the way that my grandmother was like, I have to be knitting something in order to watch TV. It's just like, that's interesting.
I've also developed things like that too, like where for me personally, like my thing is this, right? Like Lily likes cleaning. Lily gets overstimulated and she does stress cleaning. Like most Hispanic people have that trait.
Yeah,
I
do that
genuinely
too.
believe it. But what happens for me is that I like cleaning early, so by the time that I am gonna like start like winding down my night, I have like a bunch of things done. So I only have like, I go clean the bathroom, then I take a shower, then I get to chill for the last hour, half I'm gonna be awake, and that's it. But the thing is that when I start cleaning, I don't like stopping until everything is done. Opposed to like Lillian will clean one thing, and if it's like fine, she'll like, I'll take a break. For me, I can't do that. I cannot do that. I got to get it all done right now, because then it starts lording over me. Or I got to get most of it done. I can't clean like one thing and stop.
You have to have so much of it. If you can't,
that's like not neurotypical, probably.
If you have to, like, that's one of those things where it's like you either have to get all of it done or so much of it done that there's no real excuse for you not to. That's kind of how no excuse for you not to finish it. That's kind of how I was with videos.
Yeah.
Where I would, if I would find something, I would start writing, and then the second I was done writing, I would start filming, so that by the time I was done filming, oh, well, all that's left is the editing. There's no excuse for me not to edit this. It's already here. As opposed to like if I wrote and then took a break, I would like read it again. I'd be like, oh, everything's wrong. I got to rewrite this. I got to rewrite this. I got to write that. I got to rewrite this. And then it just never gets done. Because I'm like momentum oriented. Like I need the momentum of doing the activity to push me into the further steps of doing it. I can't have it. That's like true. I cannot have things interrupted like that. So I get fucking furious whenever like my workflow is interrupted. Like I remember, like when I was working, I would lock my door. Like when we all lived together, I would lock my door generally, unless I was like working on something that was like already pretty much done. During the editing, I left things open. But like when I was writing or like filming, I would lock my shit, because any interruption, unless I thought it could add to the video, would like send me spiraling. I'd be like, oh my God, this is fucking deeply infuriating.
I understand that. When I do homework, I like lock myself away. I like lock myself in my room, and I just like do that. But I also try to do it in a place at an area and time where I won't be needed. Like that's why I liked, even when I was in college, I would choose to go early in the morning. So like by the time I'm done, it's like 12:30. And that's when people are like starting to move around, and I'd be active around the house. So like I can like, if anything happens, like we need to carry luggage, groceries, or we need to clean, we're all there to do it together. I can't be like, I can't do this right now, because I need to be in like my own little cocoon to focus in my best manner.
Yeah, I don't know. There's all sorts of things like that I think might qualify people for like that kind of thing, but I do think generally it's almost kind of useless. Because it's just different types of people exhibiting different types of behaviors on different spectrums at different degrees. And I don't even know if like there are people who are so autistic that it's like a problem. Like Chris Chan is definitely one of those people, and it's very, very obvious. But I also I look at Chris Chan not as like a unique, like, oh, this is like separate. I think this is what happens when the dials are like all turned up to 11. Because on a base level, like when Chris Chan is out there looking for like putting up flyers about looking for a boyfriend-free girl, just looking for like a relationship, that's not like an unrelatable desire. You know, it's not like those are like alien. It's not like an alien thing to be like, oh, I'm lonely, I wish I had somebody. But like it's the way that person goes about it that is just so abstract and so incomprehensible to like your average person that separates that. Like to me, it's like if you really have something like psychosis or something, there's no layer of that. Like there's no layer of like, oh, I understand that. It's like, oh yeah, of course he put a head in his fridge.
Yeah, because that's like insane. I don't know. That's something different. There's different being neurodivergence, and then there's just like whatever that is over there.
Right, but I guess what I'm saying is,
I'm gonna fuck the dead body. I'm gonna fuck this dead body. Why not?
But what I'm saying is like the root of the emotions that exist in like even the most profoundly autistic people are not so separate from your average person to even have that distinction in the first place in comparison to like a psychotic, like psychosis. You know what I mean? Where like there's
agree.
no, you know what I mean? Like I feel like that's a more reasonable distinction than autism, because it's just like, oh yeah, this is
I can agree with
Jeffrey.
that.
He fucking doesn't like loud sounds. Like, okay, whatever. I'm Chris. I don't like celery. Like I don't know. Like I just don't really see that big of a difference. But also, like I do know
I'm
a lot.
Brad, and I'm Brad. My dick gets really hard to the idea of a freshly killed woman, and it's like, what?
Okay, no.
You can't come to my house.
Yeah, it's over. It's over from here on out. Do you think that the guys?
You got any more?
Yeah, let's do one more.
Okay.
Do you guys think that the 5 guys that made 5 Guys the restaurant ever explored each other's bodies? They must have.
Like I feel like why would they not? You know?
Yeah, why wouldn't they? That's what happens when you start a business together. You know, especially if you name it after
the fact that
like,
you
I
are
bet,
5 guys. Like,
yeah, I feel like I definitely feel like Sanford was going crazy with his sons. You know, same thing with PC Richard. And
PC Richard and fucking his son.
PC
the fact that you know PC Richard, no one here, we shouldn't even really know about PC Richards and Sons.
I know.
The fact that you just brought that up is insane.
PC Richards is popular.
My grandmother thought PC Richards and Sons are gonna go out of business way earlier than they did, and I was like, "Why, Grandma?" She's like, "This place is stupid. Just go to Best Buy." Like, yeah,
are they still
right.
around? Do they still exist?
They're gone, dude.
No,
They
PC
have to
Richards
be
and Son
gone.
website. No, you can still buy
Stop.
stuff. Memorial Day savings up to $800 off, plus an additional $300 off. What the fuck? Isn't that just free? What are you selling? That's like a discount for a house.
There's no way.
Yeah, they still they sell mattresses. Bless you. They sell mattresses and fridges and laptops, air conditioners. What the fuck? Where are they? Huh?
The last one's in Manhattan. It's on 125.
Is it really?
There's one on 125, yeah.
I like the idea that
Well, there was one. I thought that one got closed down years ago.
Wow, there's a decent number of PC Richards still open. But they're all in New York. They're all in New York. Every single the New York list for PC Richards is hilarious. 11417, 11361, 11375, 11223, 11003.
Why?
So it's New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut is where they are. And Pennsylvania has the fewest, with one in Philadelphia and both in Northeast Philadelphia. Yo, New York has so many. That is crazy.
Why would you
Westchester,
go
Westchester
here?
County, Central Park Avenue, Westchester County. 2323 Central Park Avenue. That is wild.
Isn't that near where you're from?
Westchester County? Probably.
Isn't Central Park Avenue near what, Yonkers?
Yeah, 2323. This is the most uninteresting thing to listen to in the world. 2323 Central Park Avenue. Central Park Avenue. Where is this? Yeah, I think is that Cross County? No,
That's in
Cross County.
Yonkers.
That is okay. Well, that is fucking Santa Ana, so that's not right. Yonkers, New York. Yeah, it isn't. It's Yonkers.
I knew it. Yeah, wow. The fact that I remember that is crazy. Probably went to that place twice in my life.
It's by the Coles that I definitely.
It's by the train station. I feel like.
No.
Because the train station is like way more inland than the highway.
It's on the other side. So it's on the other side of Sprainridge Park. So it's on the right or on the east. It's on the eastern side of Yonkers. Okay. Which is actually
what the fuck is
this
picture? I finally saw the picture of freaking the king.
Oh, we forgot to talk about that on the show, I think. But the new king of England, I think, had a portrait done, and it looks like he's being consumed by scarlet rot, and it's very strange. It's very strange. It looks so fucking ominous.
Do you know their last name?
What do you mean, like kings?
The royal family's last name.
I thought it was like fucking Charles.
No. I know because I'm Jamaican, so that's why I know the last name.
I have no idea what the
Windsors.
Queen's name is.
They're Windsors.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, they're Windsors.
Okay.
They're also not British anymore. They're French. They're French, literally.
Whoops. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah, they're Windsors. They also should all go be set on fire, but, that's another thing.
Yeah. I don't know.
She also still controls the military there. The military, like a lot of the military funding is just still them. Just wild. We could eat them. We could just take them over. I don't know why we don't do that.
I don't know why we don't eat the British, honestly. It's been a question that's been on my mind for many, many years.
We could just take them over, and there's no way they could beat us anymore.
No, we don't have to take them over.
There's no chance.
We don't have to eat them. We could just simply go and eat them. It's the obvious solution. This is with every single conflict, by the way, military or otherwise. It's the same thing. I don't know why. I don't know why the Palestinians don't just go eat the Israelis. Like, they should just do that.
You're right.
Like, because what are you gonna do? You're gonna stop them from eating you? Like, have you ever had somebody try to eat you? No one's prepared for that. No one has been trained.
That shit's probably
to deal with a person.
That is probably your most frightening moment ever. Is someone trying to eat you? I feel like other than like someone trying to like literally rape you, eating you is the second scariest time you could be alive. Arguably first sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit much.
Someone's holding you down, like biting at you, and they bite into the floor. And as they bite into it, like, oh, they're going to hurt their mouth. And they grab a bunch of the floor's gravel up and start chewing on it while they're trying to bite you again. And you're like, what? He bit into concrete.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Derek's almost here. So we got to wrap this up so I can let him in the building. I also have to shower and do all sorts of shit today. I'm such a busy day. I completely lost track of the time. Derek's like, oh, I'm going to be there tomorrow. And I'm like, oh, shit, that's right. May is happening.
May isn't far at all.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
Let's read the names.
You want to read the names, or you want to hold off and do it?
I'll read them. I could do it quick, I think. These are our $25 and up patrons over at patreon.com/snarktank. Remember, you can go over there, get early ad-free access, all that shit, exclusive episodes. $25 just gets your name right at the end of the show. Gives you a chance to toy with my specific autism. So let's go ahead. Count me down.
3, 2, 1.
Vaughn of the Dead. When you have guests, you should have them read the names, since Chris isn't the only one reading them now. Round-eyed Asian. Dear Dennis, you gave birth to a master Dear Dennis, you gave birth to a master man nipple licker. Even using dudes to prove who he licks is a huge favor. No way you're doing fucking Meet the Grams as a gay song. There's no shot that's happening. Sweeney screeching the hard R after losing the Digimon tournament. Binya Binola Binya. MCG. Lily be like, Dios míos, Kingston. You should go to El Doctora. Your piss tasted bloody last night. Jesus Christ. All right, let's relax. Let's all relax. Phallic Boldween's skeet shoot. I ain't shooting blanks. She raises my flag till I napalm for Super Earth. Carrying Chris around town as my pocket pussy. Miguel O'Hara's trans mask pussy. It goes like this. The fourth, the fifth, the magnum condom, the monster dick. Sing this to the tune of Hallelujah. I understood. I understood that it was Hallelujah. Turian pussy. In this life or the next. Splish splash. I was gaping his ass. Springsteen. I'm on fire. Oh, I am gay. Rip Honk Schrader. Honk. Lil Wayne telling Drake to keep it Canadian. Jack, the world's fastest Maori and the only Snark Tank fan from New Zealand. The fact that they are releasing Smiling Friends episode weekly makes me want to make more gay Smiling Friends names. Yeah, go ahead, do it.
Go for it.
Yeah, props to them, by the way. Season 2 is looking fun. Big Meaty Stinks. Andy the Man Whose Handies are S tier and dandy are now A tier and oh, what the fuck? Andy the Man Whose Handies are now A tier but not as dandy. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry that your skills have deteriorated. Arkham Thug Voice. It's the black. If you take off Tim Pool's beanie, he looks like Cuphead. Heath Smoker. Gids. We should make fun of Sween the same as Queso. I don't really. Getting bitten by a radioactive black man. Hitler was tripping for real, for real. Honk Schrader. Homeless trans femme who comes. Lol, imagine living on an island and not owning it. My entire reality is bashed like a bag of carrots. That's crazy. Oh, fuck. One of my lecturers got cucked by the lead singer of the Pixies. Listen to swords drawn by the army of pharaohs. If you recognize the sample, they are like Jedi mind tricks. I once saw Sweeney do 50 slow handstand push-ups. KSE is my curse. There's come burning to find you will come for me. Mr. Pants, my biggest fantasy is to watch pregnant Chris get ran through by all the food of Spider-Man. That's wild. Baller of the First Sin. Spum Befudders is pretty rough. Sweet Liberty, my leg. Jolly old dipshit. Serial sex pest Doug Gimme Dome. I'm Doug
That's
Gimme
funny.
Dome. That's so
Hold on to Dimsdale,
stupid.
give me dome.
That is crazy.
Hold on
Dome?
to Dimsdale, give me dome.
I didn't know what dome meant for a really long time. Because it just felt it felt like such a dumb way to describe that.
Oh, it's really dumb.
Yeah. May thy load drip and splatter. Cyphergraph. Fiberglass fleshlight prank. Dracula Flow smoking that shit smoking that shit that made Stevie wonder. I'm non-binary too. Only I own a missile. Gandalf Flow. Hunter Dubois, yum yum yum, I eat dick all day. Lily milking Asmongold just for one drop of piss. Homo erecto conflecto selecto. Recto delecto perfecto. I feel like I just casted a fucking Harry Potter slur spell. Lily's asparagus binging piss dealer. You must go to the bodega system. Caucasian container. The Cracker Barrel for gays. Disgruntled. Donald Trump burping on Dom's clit. My granny shits with the door open. Crash Bandigoon. I convinced my friend 25 that a camel's second hump is where they store their piss. I made sure to come clean. She pipkin on my pippa. Possum. Chris milks marsupials on the weekends. Derek, please stop being wrong all the time. You cannot fight a wolf. Slowly training to become a shibari rigger with a hard R. I don't know what that is. I don't know. My dad died, and all I got was this lousy heart disease. Jesus. Just the hard R. Star Coffee ripped. Sorry. Ripped the digital hookah. Now I'm being molested by this on the set of Embryonic Sheldon. Say Ovi ho. Now step this way. I cannot believe, by the way, I can't remember the last time a diss track was like the song of the summer. I don't think
never.
Like, I don't think that's ever happened.
Never,
ever. Because usually diss tracks are just quite frankly, diss tracks just aren't very good songs, really. They're not very replayable, and they're not very good as, like, a piece of music to sit and listen to. But, like...
Yeah.
I feel so bad.
You just want diss tracks to be like, oh, this is really good wordplay. It is a very good attack on a person's character.
Yeah,
not like,
you would never vibe
this
to it.
track dismantled somebody, and it sounds great.
I've seen so many people dancing to that at like so many clubs. Like we asked the DJ to put it on at the barcade, but they were flipping records, so they couldn't do it. But they were totally down to do it, which is crazy. It's so insane. Like,
say OVO.
Dude, there's even the fucking... I don't know if you saw the fucking... the Latin one. The Latin BBL Drizzy. Did you see that?
The merengue version?
Yeah.
Of course. Dude,
I was like,
there's a meme,
indistinct. Right? I was listening to that. I was like, this sounds indistinct. Like, I could put this in my New Year's playlist for my parents. Slip it in there,
BBL,
and they would not... I couldn't believe how accurate it was.
Like, it's funny, right? There's a DJ's like in card game format. The Drake and Kendrick Lamar diss is like this. You only beat me because you went first. Oh, well, you're a pedophile. That's what it says, and it's like, huh? It's really that insane.
Yeah, the fact
Look,
that
I don't like this era of Kendrick right now. I don't like this conflict driven era of Kendrick. But goddamn, bro. Gosh,
honestly, like, I don't feel bad for Drake in the sense that, like, he's kind of a shitty person, it seems. And there's a lot of, like, weird skeletons in his closet. He's a creep for sure. So I don't feel bad for him on that level, but dude, if I were Drake and somehow still Puerto Rican and I heard that Latin fucking BBL Drizzy, I think I would probably fucking end it. Like, that is so crazy. Because that will be in people's playlists. That will be at barbecues.
Yeah, 100%.
That will be at the fucking... They'll play that on fucking Three Kings. It's insane. So it's over. It's over. My son froze to death in the wastes of Ohio by going homeless to pay you fucks. Now this is his memorial. Rip John, Transfem Gremlin, exposing people with lactose intolerance to 90 million roentgens of ionizing radiation. Yush, Wormst, correctly Canadian. You aren't even circumcised, machine. It's your boy Shawnee D, Agent 47 in a lobster suit, giggling and wiggling his knees like a schoolgirl waiting for Warren G. Harding to enter the kitchen. 3XO and that alien from Saints Row 4 who says whoops after killing 7 billion people. I never played Saints Row 4 2. I only played like the first like 2 hours of it. So I actually don't know what the fuck that is. There is no cock like horse cock. Send your asshole into shock. You need horse cock, of course cock. Slurp and stroke and smoke and joke and emoticons going like this. Drip MH, Lord of Homeless Drip. Cutting Sweeney's balls off, putting them in a blender, and then waterboarding him with his own blended up balls. Jesus. Obi-Wan Chablomi, Jackson Vernon, Norwegian game dev now developing Cardboard Quest. I am homeless. I wore my 3 Sween Moon shirt for Mother's Day party and got weird looks for some reason. Oh god, Dib Membrane is our only light-skinned Hispanic rep. I'm gonna steal your bones. She Azarath on my Metreon till I Zinthos. 1 fish, 2 fish, gay fish, sween fish. Chris dyslexically misreading my name for 3 weeks. Pantera, son or MGK daughter, question mark. Gay Kendrick be like, wop, 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 wop. I'ma fuck his butt. Wop, gag, 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 gag. I'ma drink his nut.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad. Wage Slave 583, a sad guy from Michigan, telling the boys it's not gay to compare our loads or on our cum maxing journey, but secretly crossing my fingers. Cum maxing is crazy. The Papini brothers.
What is cum maxing?
I don't know. I assume like any maxing is just kind of like, oh, I'm looks maxing, so like I'm like focusing really hard on my looks. So I guess it's just focusing really hard on like getting your sperm count up.
I'm trying to cum hard.
Drinking a lot of pineapple juice, I guess, or whatever it is. What's that thing you're supposed to do? The Papini brothers present Master Roshi Flow drank Master Korin's sacred water and got straight to poppin' launches senzu beans. Donk Donkerson, I speak for the trees, and for some fucking reason they are speaking Vietnamese. Installing a faulty Neuralink in Chris's head that plays Thunder on repeat. You gotta pay the troll soul to get in the boys' hole. Gate 6 is afraid of Gate 7 because 7 gaped 9. Putting PP at the beginning of every name from now on so you know who it is. That's fair. You wouldn't say progressive sphere. You would say progressive sphere, not progressive spear, Derek. I don't know. He's not here to correct it. Fermented my own cum and drank it. Now I am gender. Help, fuck. She knocked on my loose till I suffocate. RFK's brainworm. I'll carpet bomb the Gaza Strip for a quarter. Oh, Eddie. John Strickland. We have never seen Dan Schneider and Aubrey Drake Graham in the same room. I don't know if that's true, actually. Was Drake never at the Kids' Choice Awards? It feels like something that he would be at.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't care. Mercs 1889. Merch came in the mail today, boys. Hey! First church of Keith David. Willy Wonka be like, goon with me and will be in a world of savage masturbation. Second church of Keith David, featuring being better than the first church of Keith David. Featuring being better than the first church of Keith David. Pre-Roz Blake 896. Jordan B. Peelison. Derek reaching Eric Cartman levels of pettiness with his cum-filled watermelon ploy. Chris trying to read like pa 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 pa. I started getting DMs from other creators because of the names I make for you fucks. Well, listen, it's you. You don't have to do this. You could just be, hey, it's me, Tyler.
That's true.
Like you're choosing to risk your own account. Listen, you know, it's up to you. Alaskan oil field trash, Texas tater salad, the Viet Congs that rearranged the kitchen. Sue Hulk, tickle my ass hairs. Nikki Ziggy, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, bud.
Late or early, depending. Honk. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Badly Brave. Hugger Derek. Duck Cunt. The Vegan Necromancer. I got consent. Aetherian. Brogerian Punter. Melphis One. Finally rehabilitated and back in the saddle with 2 functioning hands. And as always, rounding out our list, the King of Haphazard.
Yee-hey, yeehaw.
Yeah. All right.